Over 70% of viewers are not subscribed to GlobeTrotting, so suppose you haven't already, make sure to hit that button to never miss an upload. When deciding what aircraft to operate, often customers will begin by requesting proposals from aircraft manufacturers. In any case, it could be for a narrow-body or wide-body plane, sometimes even both. Either way, this allows each respective plane maker the chance to offer up their own aircraft to a respective airline and fight it out for that contract. However, even if the plane may be ideal for the company, there are also other crucial factors that airlines consider. This includes the deal they can secure, and also delivery slots, and much more. So ultimately, if you pit two aircraft together, while one may seem more adequate than the other, a defining factor could be which one they can guarantee to be delivered sooner, and alleviate maybe pressures felt at the respective carrier. This will always be very much subject to change depending on each specific airline's circumstances as well. That is definitely something to remember. So, one of the longest standing questions at United Airlines has been the A350 or 787, or both. United Airlines' Airbus A350 order has been in discussion in the industry for a considerable period, long before even I started doing this. However, the airline, towards the midway point of 2023, has yet to take delivery officially of its first A350. To understand better, let's explain. In 2010, a deal was secured for the Dash 900s. Since then, though, a lot has happened regarding fleet development internally at United, and also acquisitions of existing companies. And with this specific order, well, much has changed too. United has adjusted the total units it is planned to acquire, it has changed variants on different occasions, and has deferred deliveries on a consistent basis. And as the years have progressed, it has continued to commit to more Boeing 787s for its long-haul operations, and put that A350 order on the back burner as much as possible. It's seemingly quickly becoming one of those planes that, yes, remains on order, but for a host of reasons simply doesn't ever get delivered or cancelled. And at a certain point in time, you can imagine the ball will finally drop, but I'll explain a little bit later in this video why United is yet to cancel that order and how this all plays a role in which aircraft they decide for. This was all until last year though, when discussions started up once again as United would be looking towards a big order for wide-body aircraft to boost their fleet and replace aging planes. Interestingly, included as the two options were either the 787 series from Boeing, that part not coming as a shock given their strong commitment already to the family, but the other contender, which was named as the Airbus A350. This ultimately left quite a few people confused, given that this was a candidate for an order and seemingly United Airlines never really outright ruled out selecting the type, but wouldn't move ahead with the initial contract that had been in place for such a long period. Ultimately, Boeing would win the deal, and United signed one of the largest commercial wide-body deals in history. The order included 100 firm and 100 options, so a fantastic contract for Boeing to win. Why the 787? Well, fleet commonality is one of the easiest things, and I could just simply end it there, but we've been fortunate enough as an industry to have some fantastic commentary and insight from airline insiders, who outlined how the 787 benefits them so massively it's light years ahead of anything else. The latest batch of 787s are intended to replace their aging 767s. United say that with every time they say goodbye to a 767 and replace it with a 787, they're actually making money. It's the reality of removing aircraft that, while have been workhorses, have reached a point in their lifespan where they're no longer efficient, and the next generation of aircraft can come through and operate similar missions far more efficiently, environmentally friendly, and largely cost-effective. At United, they say the smallest variant, the 787-8, offers them the flexibility to focus on newer emerging markets that maybe don't require a larger aircraft capacity, but do still need a wide-body to complete the range and much more. Whereas United says the Dash 9, the middle ground, has a brilliant range, meaning the entire globe is accessible to them. It's why you see their 787-9s as far as, say, Australia or the Middle East and or Asia. whereas they also fly the 787-10 and see this as a brilliant contender for long-haul flights that do require additional capacity. It can also be seen on other routes that are in dire need of seats. So what can you gather from all of this? Well, the 787 is a flexible and fantastic plane to accommodate all the requirements needed by the airline. It is the modern-day jack of all trades. And whether that's kudos to United for having a business model that works so well with one family of aircraft, I think the applause can equally be put on Boeing, if not actually more, for producing a family of plane that sees it fit so well into so many airlines' operations, with each variant serving a specific purpose. This massively highlighted with major US customer United Airlines. All that being said, what went wrong with United seemingly so close yet so far to heading towards Airbus for their newest widebody aircraft? Well, as of the time of recording this piece, United says deliveries will commence in 2030 for the A350, which means that if they were to acquire the planes, they would be up there in the awards for the longest period between initial order acquisition and delivery in aviation history. However, it's an order that just keeps getting pushed back and back, and as such, many more people doubt if the airline will ever fly the type, especially with such a fantastic commitment already to the 787. So why is there no A350 order and or cancellation? Well, let's begin with the cancellation first, then examine the order. United executives have openly actually come out and stated that cancelling the aircraft is simply not cost effective right now, so instead, they keep deferring the plane's delivery, in the hope that one day there will probably be a point in time where it does get formally cancelled. I think that says enough that if it was cost efficient, they would have cancelled it for good, but there are factors stopping them from doing this. The A321XLR is also something else to take a look at. First, you must ask yourself, what are the A350 and the A321XLR doing in the same sentence? Well, as you know, United is overhauling its fleet, and each new acquisition has a purpose. It needs to replace a type of aircraft that's aging. The 767s are largely being covered by the Boeing 787s, but it's the 757s that have always significant question marks around them, not because of their replacement, but rather Boeing's lack of replacement for the series regardless of the customer. As a result of this, United has moved towards Airbus and their A321XLR to fly transatlantic missions that the 757 would have been previously seen on. So while the A350 was being considered last year, was it the best option for the airline? No, it doesn't seem like it. The Boeing 787 can very simply cover everything the airline requires with its multiple variants and flexibility that it comes with. As well, United understands the aircraft like the back of its hand, meaning that multiple variants in the series can fill each respective part of the company's network needs adequately, and they're happy with it. So a place for the A350 in United's current fleet just doesn't really exist. And given the opportunity, they would have cancelled that existing order that continues to be deferred. And as for discussions last year regarding the A350 being a contender, well, of course Airbus are going to put forward their own aircraft for potential consideration. That doesn't mean though that the airline will actually opt for it when, say, one party may be miles clear. If you have any thoughts, let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for much more to come right here on GlobeTrotting.
And we'll fly.